6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Lal Mallavarachi, assisted by Sanjay, and read by Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. The government is to conduct a comprehensive evaluation in April regarding the progress of budget proposals. Romania agrees to sign an agreement with Sri Lanka to avoid double taxation. Hotline launched for Urumaya land title resignation. The Chief Representative of JICA Sri Lanka office meets the Secretary to the Ministry of Health. Minister of Labour and Foreign Employment warns of Israel job scams. Facts provided by the Aswasuma beneficiary families will be rechecked for their authenticity. Foreign news. Palestinian Prime Minister submits his resignation to President Abbas over Gaza genocide. And in sports, the inaugural edition of the Lanka T10 League is scheduled to be held in December. The government has made a decision to conduct comprehensive evaluation in April regarding the progress of the proposals outlined in the 2024 budget. This review will assess the number of proposals that have been initiated, the number of proposals yet to be implemented, and the challenges hindering their execution. Senior advisor to the President on Economic Affairs, Dr. R.H.S. Samratunga, says that conducting this particular review will facilitate the implementation of the budget proposals as anticipated by the government. Steps are to be taken to conduct meetings at the Presidential Secretariat, Prime Minister's Office, and every ministry once in 4 months to review the progress of its implementation. Romanian Ambassador Domna Stelutsa Arhire called on Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena at the Temple Trees yesterday. The diplomats held discussions on the long-standing bilateral relations between the two countries and the steps to be taken to enter into economic cooperation and investment in new spheres. The Prime Minister urged Romania to consider investments and cooperation in education, agriculture, railways, IT, cybersecurity and tourism sectors. Ambassador Arhire, expressing happiness over the four-fold growth of bilateral trade to $127 million last year, added that her country would sign an agreement with Sri Lanka to avoid double taxation so that trade process could be smoothened. She added that another memorandum of understanding of cooperation on education, culture, sports and media could be signed once the draft is approved by both sides. Romanian ambassador said 40,000 Sri Lankans are employed in Romania and their contribution to the economy is highly appreciative, and they also contribute to Sri Lanka with their remittances. The Prime Minister thanked the government of Romania providing employment to a large number of Sri Lankans in the recent years. A hotline number has been established for the public to assess and freehold rights of their land, thereby realizing the objectives of the Urumaya National Program. Individuals are encouraged to register their requests by contacting the President's Office, Urumaya National Operations Secretariat via the hotline number 1908 or telephone numbers 0114 354 600 or 0114 354 601 from 8:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. daily. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Chief Representative of JICA Sri Lanka office, Tetsuya Yamada, met the Secretary to the Minister of Health, Dr. Palitha Mahipala, at the ministry yesterday. He informed the Health Secretary about the projects implemented by JICA to improve the services in the health system of Sri Lanka and about the development and support programs that are currently underway. 15 hospitals of the island benefit through the Infectious Waste Management Improvement Project implemented by JICA. Dr. Palitha Mahipala recalled the long-standing friendship between Japan and Sri Lanka, which spans 70 years of diplomatic relations, and appreciated the services provided by the JICA project for the advancement of health services. He expressed gratitude to the government and the Minister of Health for the support rendered. Minister of Labour and Foreign Employment Manusha Nanayakkara reiterated that securing employment opportunities in Israel does not require paying money to third parties and encourage individuals to report any request for payment to the Sri Lanka Bureau of Foreign Employment. The minister made this statement during a ceremony held at the ministry yesterday to distribute air tickets to a group of Sri Lankans departing for employment opportunities in Israel. These job openings were the result of an agreement between the government of Sri Lanka and Israel. During the event, air tickets were distributed for positions in both the agricultural sector and home-based caregiving. And that ends local news for now.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
The Welfare Beneficiary Board has Aswasuma plans to start an operation to trace the persons who have received Aswasuma benefits providing fake information. The board has received complaints regarding such persons. Chairman of the board, Jayantha Wijeratna, says accordingly the information given by the Aswasuma beneficiaries will be rechecked for their authenticity. Meanwhile, accepting applications for the second stage of the Aswasuma benefits will end next month. About 2 million families are to receive the benefits in the second stage. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
In Watchlight this morning, the Minister of Education has issued a circular on the precautions to be taken for school students in light of the prevalent dry weather conditions across Sri Lanka. The circular consists of a list of instructions related to possible heat cramps, heat exhaustion, and heat stroke, and precautions to mitigate their impact. The ministry has also provided instructions related to outdoor activities, limiting sports and other outdoor activities during high temperatures. The school authorities have also been requested to provide necessary and frequent water breaks for students during this period. And that came to you in Watchlight.
Coming up, World News.
Headlines first. Palestinian Prime Minister submits his resignation to President Abbas over Gaza genocide. Hungary's parliament clears path for Sweden's NATO membership. And Japan moon lander survives lunar night. Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammed Shtayyeh has announced his resignation of his government, which rules parts of the occupied West Bank due to the escalating violence in the occupied territory and the war on Gaza. Shtayyeh, who submitted his resignation to President Mahmoud Abbas today, said the decision to resign came in light of the unprecedented escalation in the West Bank and Jerusalem under the war, genocide and starvation in the Gaza Strip. Hungarian MPs have ratified Sweden's bid to join NATO in a long-delayed vote which paves the way for Nordic nations' membership. Sweden applied to join in 2022 after Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, but Hungary had accused it of being hostile. Last week, however, Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orban said they were now prepared to die for each other. All NATO members are expected to help an ally which comes under attack. Japan's moon lander has survived the harsh lunar night, the sunless and freezing equivalent to 2 Earth weeks. Last night, a command was sent to SLIM and a response received. National Space Agency JAXA said on X. The craft was put into sleep mode after an awkward landing in January left its solar panels facing the wrong way and unable to generate power. A change in sunlight direction later allowed it to send pictures back, but it shut down again as lunar night fell. Back to the headlines of the world news. Palestinian Prime Minister submits his resignation to President Abbas over Gaza genocide. The UN agency warns of looming famine in Gaza. South Korea sets deadline for striking doctors return to work. And that ends World News. On to development news. The new building complex, consisting of a new railway track equipment room, foreign tourist restroom and restaurant at the Bandaraville railway station, was declared open recently. The Railway Department constructed this new building complex using the financial allocation of the Ministry of Tourism and Lands to expand the enhanced facilities provided for commuters, including foreign tourists who use the Bandarawala railway station, which is one of the most attractive railway stations in Sri Lanka, established in 1893. And that was development news.
Moving on with sports news.
The inaugural edition of the Lanka T10 League is scheduled to be held from 12th to the 22nd of December, Sri Lanka Cricket has announced. Lanka T10 League, Sri Lanka's newest addition to its annual cricket calendar, will feature some of the finest international stars, along with Sri Lanka's top international stars, with 6 men's teams of 16 players each, including 6 foreign players per team. The action-packed competition will also provide opportunities for the brightest young talents in the country to mix, mingle and play along with international stars. Sri Lanka Cricket foresees that this event will not solely captivate cricket enthusiasts but also serve as a catalyst for popularizing the tournament broadly. And that was sports news.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හින හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Sri Lanka Insurance recently hosted its Star Awards 2022 at the Monarch Imperial. The prestigious event served as a platform to commend and celebrate the remarkable achievements of the top sales performers for their outstanding contributions throughout the year 2022. Over 300 of the best achievers across all categories were honored with awards. And that was Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හින හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
On to economic news. State Finance Minister Shehan Semasinghe said ASEAN countries have the potential to expand intra-regional trade relations by signing more free trade agreements. He added that Sri Lanka is encouraging regional investments in power generation and is in discussions with India on electricity connectivity to enable energy trade. He made these remarks at a BIMSTEC discussion held on the sidelines of the Raisina Dialogue 2024 in New Delhi recently. That was economic news.
Weather report.
Showers will occur at times in the Nuwara, Matale and Polonnaruwa districts. Several spells of showers will occur in the eastern and Nuwa provinces and in the Anuradhapura district. Showers or thundershowers may occur at a few places in the western and Sabaragamu provinces and in the Kandigol and Madra districts in the evening or night. Fairly strong winds about 30 to 40 kilometers per hour can be expected at times in the eastern slopes of the central hills and in the northern, north-central, northwestern, southern, Uva and eastern provinces. That was the weather report. Prior to concluding this news broadcast, the headlines once again. The government is to conduct comprehensive evaluation in April regarding the progress of the budget proposals. Romania agrees to sign an agreement with Sri Lanka to avoid double taxation. Hotline launched for Urumaya land title registration. The chief representative of JICA Sri Lanka office meets the secretary to the Ministry of Health. Minister of Labour and Foreign Employment warns of Israel job scams. Facts provided by the Aswasuma beneficiary families will be rechecked for their authenticity. Foreign news: Palestinian Prime Minister submits his resignation to President Abbas over Gaza genocide. And in sports, the inaugural edition of the Lanka T10 League is scheduled to be held in December. Well, with that, we end this news broadcast from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation, and it's back to the main studio and Soundi. A very good morning to you, Soundi, and it's over to you.
Thank you very much, Geetanjali, for the news. Top of the morning to you. Enjoy your breakfast. Have a lovely, lovely Tuesday ahead and a safe trip back.